Today's guest is Emma Krebs, podcast called The Curious One. She loves to share with her listeners some of the tools and experiences that have benefited her life. She also talks about how the tool of minimalism has allowed her to pursue her dreams, healing through curiosity, mindset, manifestation, the journey of podcasting, and the community it has created in her life, and more. Please give a warm welcome to ever-blessed Emma Krebs.
Inspiration behind the podcast. And so the Curious One is essentially just a space that I have created for myself to explore my curiosity and have an excuse to have these conversations that really genuinely do help to broaden my perspective. So that's a bit broad, but that's kind of the point, is I want to leave it up to a lot of gray. I love the gray.
Yeah.
I set out on my journey. I went traveling, and that was when my relationship with minimalism also really got put into practice, if that makes sense. Like, I had heard about it, but I had never really tried it for myself. So I remember I went to Australia and I brought just a carry-on bag with me, and that was very intentional. It was to save money, but also I wanted to see how long I could go through living my life with a carry-on. And like, that included beyond just, that wasn't just clothes, that was my toiletries, that was like books, and I brought my computer with me, shoes, like everything fit into my carry-on. And it was the most liberating feeling I'd ever had. And I went for like 6 months that way. And then winter came and I had gotten a job. So I needed a coat and things like that. But anyways, it really just showed me that I could, like, how extreme and how little I really needed to survive. Not survive, but I guess, thrive is the correct word. Often to people, it looks like we're saying no to a lot of things. And I feel that way. My mom loves to give gifts and show her love, usually through buying very intentional items. And she is very, very good at it. Like, it's crazy. And I sometimes often feel kind of bad because I'm often saying no. I'm always saying no. I rarely say yes, but when I do, it's a hell yes. And one thing that I think I just need to remember and maybe remind myself to communicate to not only my mom, but to other people when these situations happen, and I feel like I'm always saying no, is that I'm saying no for a reason, and it is to say yes to other things. So for me, I know that I thrive in a space that is clean, and I do really enjoy the aesthetic of minimalism. And like, that's a whole can of worms in itself, like minimalism art, minimalism architecture, etc. But I just mean having a clutter-free space is very essential for my creativity, for my emotional state, my mental state, etc.
Thank you for listening to Noise Zion podcast. And if you enjoy listening to my podcast, please don't hesitate to give me a 5-star rating on Apple or Spotify. Also wanted to give a shout out and thank you so much to all my guests, past, present, and future. And stay tuned for the next upcoming episode on Fridays.